Hey, what's going on, guys? Felix here from Podcasting Secrets, and today I want to talk to you about a question that I asked my Facebook group, which is called Podcasting for Entrepreneurs. If you're not part of that, you're watching this somewhere else, make sure you look on Facebook on how to join. So I asked them the question like, what is stopping you from starting your podcast? And the most common answer I got, which is not surprising, I hear this all the time, is that they don't know how to get started. They don't know how it all works together. They don't know the entire plan of how it all pieces together. So I actually just got off a podcast recording yesterday for my Shopify Masters podcast, where I talked to an entrepreneur that ran a business called Nominal. His name is Akram, and he started his business in 2018, and just 2 years later, he already turned to a seven-figure brand. It's basically it's like a jewelry brand. And he has a unique angle to it. Definitely recommend checking his stuff out if you're interested. But I asked him this question, which I ask almost every single one of my guests, which is that if you were to stand in front of a classroom full of entrepreneurs, what is the one key lesson that you want them to leave with that you had to learn yourself? Like, what is it that separates you from the failure version of yourself? Like, what was it that you figured out that you see other entrepreneurs struggling with that you figured out that actually made the biggest difference and moved you forward? And what he said to me was that when he went to get his MBA, he said that every single teacher in there taught him to plan, to work on a business plan first. Work on a business plan, piece that together before getting started. It wasn't until there was one professor, an entrepreneur that actually has real world experience, that went out and taught the class and said, forget the business plans, do not spend time putting together a business plan. The reason that the professor gave for that was because the environment changes all the time. All the variables, everything around you changes all the time, that it is almost egotistical to think that you can plan out super far ahead. Think about, restaurants right now that are thinking about opening a restaurant. They have a business plan to open a restaurant. COVID-19 hits, pandemic hits, lockdowns hit. No one's trying to open a restaurant right now, right? So everything always changes. If you try to think too far ahead, there is no point because it's going to change. Now, that was his reason for not spending so much time planning. When it comes to podcasting, I have a different perspective. I also believe that don't spend so much time planning. And the reason for that is because if you're so focused on how to get to step 8 to step 9, how to take step 9 to step 10, what you're doing is that you're taking attention, very important attention, to being present on step 1. How do I take that first step? How do I give 100% of my attention, 100% of my ability to nourish my ability to take step 1 as successfully as possible? That way, that can eventually make it a step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're so focused on how to get to step 8, 9, 10, it's like this game that I saw on this Japanese TV show one time where they are playing soccer, a game of soccer, regular game for the most part, but they all had binoculars on. They could only see like 100 yards ahead of themselves. They could not see the ball in front of themselves. As you can imagine, it's hard to play a game that way because you're so focused on what's 100 yards away when you should be focused on what's 1 yard in front of you. Same thing when it comes to podcasting. So if you want to start a podcast because you want to grow your business, you want to get hotter leads, you want to be able to consistently turn cold traffic into hotter leads, podcasting is the way, because there is no other medium out there where you get so much full-on attention, right? There are certain gaps right now in people's days where there's only one way to consume media. It's not if you're walking, you're going to the gym, you're walking your dog, you're driving somewhere, you are not spending time on watching YouTube videos. You are listening to a podcast. Audio is the only format that works in certain spaces, and that is a really underutilized opportunity right now. So if you're looking to start a podcast because you want to grow your business, and you're not doing it because you're thinking about how do I plan this whole thing out, how does the entire thing work out, then you got to really think about what is step 1. For me, whenever I have a big plan, a big project, a big goal in mind, I don't spend time anymore thinking about how do I do step 8, 9, and 10. I focus on step number 1. And for me nowadays, step 1 is if I'm stuck, I'm trying to figure something out and I'm not making any progress myself, the only answer is to go to someone that knows what they're doing. So if you're interested in getting some help from someone that knows what they're doing, that can take you to step 1 first, and then work your way up to step 10, then I want you to go click the link in this video and apply to book a call with me. We'll talk about your situation, your goals, your business goals, how podcasting can work for you, if it makes sense, if it is a fit, if you're a fit, if I'm a fit, then I can tell you more about what I do, and then you can decide you want to be a part of it, and if you do, we'll tell you more about that on the call. So if you're interested in that, you're interested in building a business, getting hotter leads, getting clients that actually want to pay you, that are excited to pay you through podcasting, then click the link, book a call, chat with me, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.